Hello?
Oh, yes. Hi, how are you? This is the attorney, Arkady Frekhtman.
Hey, how are you, Mr. T? How are you?
Oh, everything is good. How are you doing? How's everything?
Yeah, good. I just, I saw you the thing what I was asking you, I just saw the depositions and it was fine, but, the only thing which I don't like it, they act like you a liar. They act like they try to catch you for any mistake, which is that they play with the word. If somebody like me, like very honest, I don't have anything wrong. Like I'm very true person. He tried to add, is any car in this accident? Of course, I say no. So the attorney he had to say, he say, no, he asking you, did you have any car with the accident? You see how they play the word?
What do you mean, car? Like a automobile? Or
Yeah, uh, he mean, do you have any car? If you have any car in an accident? So I say no. So the attorney jump, he say, no, repeat the question again. And I say to him, oh, what do you mean? And the attorney say, who's make the accident? I say, me and the truck hit me. So he say, ask her the same question again. It's like
hmm
they played with the word. Like,
yeah, they try to, well,
what I say to you.
yeah, sometimes also lawyers, they use like complicated words and people don't really understand. Like sometimes they'll even say, "Have you had any prior accidents?" And somebody might say no. But then if you ask them, but then if you ask, no, no, but for example,
Any prior accident.
right. They might say, do you have any prior accidents? Somebody might say no. But if you like ask the same person, well, wait a minute, let's go back 10 years. Have you ever had any other car crashes before this one that we're here about today? Now they'll say, yes, I did like 7 years ago because they just don't understand like prior acts. It's just like the way they word it. Lawyers, it's just they don't really.
Asking me, did you have any accident in your body in this car? This
hmm
is his question.
In this case, well, of course, right? Otherwise, why would you sue?
Yeah, and if this and like, he asked me, do you have before? I don't know. And he said, what is the street line? How many lane? Do you have a parking on the side? You take the medications, alcohol free only? I said, excuse me? No, I take this and this. He said, oh, okay.
Right,
Try
right.
to play the word. It's not play the question. Play with the word.
Play with words. Yeah, they do that. They do that sometimes. Yeah, remember, this is the one where you have, I think, somebody. Like, did they go with you? They went with you, or did Mr. go with you? You have somebody right there with the lawyers.
Where the petition?
No, yeah. Who defended you? They're supposed to. Well, did they prepare you? First of all, they're supposed to prepare you before the deposition at least 2 or 3 times, like sit with you and prepare.
He said 1 hour before. He kept he because they're gonna ask you for the treat. Before they're gonna ask you for that. I don't have anything to hire. I don't have anything to be prepared me because everything is with me. I didn't even take the picture for the accident.
hmm
The guy didn't take me for the truck because I was digging the neighbor around me. He could
Yeah. You sent me photos about this. I remember the truck just hit you. Was it a rear end? The truck just hit you in the rear, right? It was that big truck, the orange truck. You sent me the picture, right? And it had like, it was carrying some equipment. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yeah, and it damaged your car pretty badly. You had the Suburban, right? It cracked the quarter panel. So,
I say it, you have to fix the car, and they asked me the same. I saw your video because your video they helped me a lot more than anything. Like really, it helped me. They asked me, what you not able to do at all,
hmm
not because it
right.
actor, no actor. He asked me before and after, and later on he said to me, what he cannot do at all. I say at all. Laundry, I cannot do. No, no way.
hmm
Cooking the dough for our celebration, I said, he said, who did? I said, nobody. nobody. We didn't do it. And he said, who does the laundry? I said, my son. Then he say, and also he's tried to say, this is the only thing. I say, no, who get me the stuff from my shelf? I can't. And he say, oh, he said, do you do shopping? I said, I did shopping, but I left this in a car until when somebody go upstairs to carry for me. I think. He said, oh, so you don't do shopping at all? That's what he asked me.
Well, you just have to explain that, like, you don't do it because you're hurt, because they were negligent and they did this to you. They hurt you, so now you can't shop and you can't do basic things that all people should be able to do, right? Live your life pain free, go shopping, go for a walk, whatever it is. So now you have to have other people do it, right? Like your husband, maybe your friend, maybe you have to hire someone. So then it's not just an injury to you, but it's an injury to the whole family, to the whole ecosystem, right? To friends, to neighbors, to having to spend money for housekeepers.
See, listen, I favored the one girl. She asked for 250. She had it 2 days because it was a horrible situation. My house was not clean. You know, I need somebody to help me for the kitchen. I need somebody to at least to clean, to open the house when the kids go to school, you know. And he said, how much you pay for her? I said, I pay her 250. He said, for how many weeks? I said, 1 week, because we cannot afford it. And he said, do you have any Medicare? I know you're young for Medicare, but I asked you, do you apply for that? I say no. He said, do you have a Medicaid? I say, yes, I do. They say, what company?
Yeah, they check that to see if there's any lien. They ask. They do like a real like deep dive into you, like really do like a, deep probe, look into every little thing. I mean, they do that. But you have to be. That's why you have to be prepared. That's why the lawyer should really take 2 or 3 preparations and really prepare you, so you know all the questions, you know how to answer all the questions, you feel confident.
It's a lot of questions. It was surprise for me.
Right.
I get it from all over.
Well, that's the thing. You don't want to be surprised, because if they surprise you, that's how they get you to be, to give the wrong answer. And then they have it in a transcript. Then they're going to be like, oh, look, you said this. And then they're going to use it against you later at trial. So it's not good to be surprised. And also what they tend to do is, a lot of lawyers, instead of asking you to start with the crash, because they know the crash is simple, right? A truck rear-ended you. It's not your fault. So they don't start with the crash. They start talking about what medications do you take, your medical history, like just nonsense. And then they wear you down for like an hour or 2. And then when you're tired, then they go over the crash really quick, and maybe you won't talk about the crash as well as you should because you're tired from all this nonsense,
You know what happened? At first, when he told me, he called the cop to the I say yes. I told him he say, oh, so what did the cop he told you? I said, he didn't talk with me. He talked with him. He say, what he say to him? I say the guy. He say, I'm sorry. I hate her. And the officer he agreed right away to write the report because he see the accident. And he like, oh, what do you mean was a truck? The ATV, he changed it, he flipped. He flipped. Actually, when he get me the word, like, I thought the captain didn't talk with him. He talked with him. He's like, oh, in what side he hit? In what sign? How long did the officer he came? How long did the captain came? Actually, he know he ordered the cop.
Right.
Anyway, do you think it's a good kid to work? Like, I just scared because the guy now for the doctor for a shoulder, he say even if he didn't do the surgery now, or you gonna take injection. So I am.
Yeah. Well, what kind of surgery? What kind of surgery was he saying to do? Was it like a fusion or a percutaneous discectomy or?
No, he says to me, this is the pain management he wanna to do with me.
Oh, probably a perc disc. It's called a perc disc. Like, yeah.
After injection, but when he ordered for me like a sketch, how you call, he ordered 3 badges and the badges with the cream. It's helping me because they're gonna sanction the gel, which is not healthy later on.
Yeah, well, basically, like what I recommend, is like, do it if you feel like you need it. If the doctor recommends it and you feel like you need it, do it. But don't do it just for the case. Basically, if you're okay with the gel and you're feeling better, you don't need to do it. But the perc disc, if it's a percutaneous discectomy, that's a type of pain management. It's not a bad thing, like from what I've seen with my like, of course, I'm not a doctor, but for what I've seen with my clients, it helps because if the disc is leaking, it goes in and it's almost like a straw and it decompresses the disc and removes the leak from the disc. And then the disc becomes a perfect circle again without the leak. And so it just relieves the pain. And then you don't have, because basically it's like a jelly donut. If you take a jelly donut and you squish it, the jelly is going to plop outside the donut. It's going to leak. It's going to touch the nerve roots. And that's what's going to cause pain. So if they remove the jelly, the extra portion, then the disc is a perfect circle again. And then none of your nerves are being touched. Because, you know, you have nerves in your lower back going to your legs. You have nerves in your neck that, you know, affect your fingers and your arms. So it's all.
I don't have all of that. I have a thing.
No, everybody has that. It's just whether the nerves are being touched by the leaking disc. You know, the nerves are everywhere. So they're in your coming out of your spinal cord. From the usually like pain from the neck travels to the arms and fingers. Pain from the lower back travels to the legs.
I just consider about my shoulder because you know he has rotated cuff and a lot of teeth. They look like a crystal, 0.6.7. So I'm just worried about my shoulder. And what he told me, the doctor, he say, listen, if we take an injection now, we have to wait for a few months. After a few months, if you still know better, we have to do the X-ray again. If you don't feel better, we have to do the surgery and like to check inside what is this, and we're gonna do it. But your case, I don't know they're gonna be extended or all this treatment or not.
What do you mean extended? You could get the treatment. What do you mean? I'm not following. Oh, you mean whether no fault will pay for it? You mean whether no fault will pay for it? That's what he means?
No, what he means, he say sooner or later, after 6 months or 7 months, the full cover insurance, where I have no fault, they're gonna say, oh,
Yeah, no fault benefits. So right. So they give you 50,000 in no fault benefits. Once that gets exhausted, then they stop paying. So it's like health insurance disappears. So it's better to do the treatment now if you're going to do it because it gets paid for. Later on, once it gets like cut off, if you end up doing the treatment later, you have to pay for it on your own. You have to do a lien, which the doctor will say, I'll do it for free, but then I'll take the money from the winnings, you know, from your case. Like say your case settles for $1 million. So he'll take, you know, 20,000 from the million for himself back because he did all the treatment for free. That's a lien. Or if you have health insurance, you can use your health insurance. But yeah, like the no fault doesn't stay forever. It stays for like 5-6 months, then they cut it off. That's true. So let me know if you need my help. I'm happy to help you. You know, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer anything. Whatever.
I can't give you how much worse did he say this case? Honestly.
Well, I'd have to look at the medical records. I'd have to know like what the diagnosis is. It's a herniated disc where in the neck and then the lower back, and plus there's a
No, herniated in the neck, and also in they call blanche or whatever.
the what?
What they call
The shoulder?
no, for neck thing too, and
Oh, bulging disc, bulging disc. So you have herniations and bulges
yeah.
in the neck, and then you have something in the lower back too, or no?
No, lower back. No.
Okay, so and what about shoulder? You said the shoulder, there's a supraspinatus tendon tear. You need surgery for that?
They have super stated there for
But
the
is it
shoulder.
torn though? Is there a tear?
What?
Is it torn? Is there a tear?
No.
I'd have to look at the medical records. I don't want to tell. I mean, if there's a tear and you need surgery, that could be like 300-400 just for that. And then if you have a herniation in the neck, you need a perc disc. That could. I've gotten 550 on a perc disc with a herniation. But you know, that's a high number. That was a verdict with a jury. Oftentimes, settlement might be less, like 200-300. But you know, it just depends on how everything is prepared, and you know whether they're doing a full biography, a full like human story, whether they're doing like loss of enjoyment of life, they're getting like friends, co-workers, neighbors, like witnesses to talk about how you were before, how you are now.
Yeah, this is why they picked the name of the neighbor.
Right. If they're doing all that, it could be bigger. But if they're not, like a lot of lawyers don't do that, and then the values are less. The insurance company might only offer, you know, really small amounts, like, you know, 40,000, 50,000. So it just depends on how it's being prepped. and whether it's a trial lawyer. I think I did a search for you for those guys, but there were no results. I think for like those guys you have.
Yeah, you said to me they have. I tried to understand what you text me, and this means they doesn't have never trial. They have never tried in a court. So this it means the all settlement.
Yeah, but that's not good because settlement means that the insurance company is just giving them an amount and they just have to take it, right? So it could be a low amount because the insurance company knows they're not going to go to court and get more. So the insurance company might just say, okay, so take like 20,000, and then what are they going to do? They either have to take it, or if they don't take it, what are they going to do? They don't go to court. So they have no way to make the insurance company pay. So that's the problem.
Oh my God, no way. There's no way. After all the pain we suffered, 20,000, they crazy?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying as an example. Maybe it'll be more, but which insurance company is it? Do you remember which company? Let you,
What's the name of the law firm?
yeah, or the insurance company. Which insurance company is it that you're going up against? Not yours, the other one, the trucks. The trucks is paying, right? Not what?
City truck.
City?
It's a city truck. It's
Oh,
NYC.
oh, it's in New York City. Oh, okay. Yeah, New York City, they're not going to offer much of a settlement. You have to go to court with them to get any big money. New York City is they don't really pay and they don't even really respond. They're like lately they don't. It's like talking to a black hole. They don't really. I don't know what's going on with them. But then they pay when you go to trial, when you pick a jury. That's when they pay the big money. Yeah. What's the name of your case? What's your last name? I could look it up and tell you what's going on in the courts if you want, in the courts filings, in the public filings for.
They doesn't have any filing in a court yet. Oh yeah, you mean the filing the case?
Yeah, like what's your? Because I just have it's Mona, right? Mona. But what's your last name? I could look it up, and it's against the city. And what venue is it in? Is it in Queens or Brooklyn?
Yeah, Queens, in Queens.
In Queens?
But I don't think so because I tried to search for the lawyer. I think he's the one from. He likes to be settlement the case. He doesn't want to go forward. I think so.
Maybe they didn't file a lawsuit. That could have been. Could that be a 50H hearing, or was that a deposition?
Yeah, this is the 58 being.
Oh, okay. So yeah. The 50H is done before you file a lawsuit. So probably they didn't file a lawsuit yet. That's a preliminary hearing with the city. So first you do the 50H. After the 50H is finished, then you're allowed to file a lawsuit. You understand? So it's like a condition precedent to filing a lawsuit. So probably there was no lawsuit yet.
Okay. So how long is it gonna take it to? So he can make a settlement right away, right? Before the law.
I mean, with the city, it's going to be very low. They're not going to pay big money. You're going to have to go to court. It's going to take a while. They have to file the lawsuit. They have to go through the whole process. It could take, 2, 3 years, a while. Because, if you want to get the big money with going all the way, because it's the city, the city doesn't really pay, unfortunately. I mean, they'll offer you something, but it'll be small, small amounts, like usually.
Oh yeah, but you know what he said? He said we're gonna send you the script in an office lawyer, and you're gonna check it.
Yeah, that's standard. Yeah, that's standard. Yeah, well, let me know if you need my help. Just let me know. I'm happy to help you if you have any trouble. Just it's better to do it earlier because later on, if you decide to say get a new lawyer later on, you can't because it won't make any sense because the first lawyer did so much work that the first lawyer is now entitled to all the money. So then any new lawyer is going to be like, well, I don't want to get involved because the first lawyer gets all the money. You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't. So if you want to, if you decide.
But tell me, like, how long I have to be wait after the 50 whatever? Because 58 or
50H, yeah, it's like section 50H. It's the general municipal law. 50H, like Harry. That's just what they're called, yeah, because it's a general municipal law. It basically says that before you file a lawsuit, if the city wants to do like a deposition with you and do a hearing and ask you some questions, they're entitled to do that. So that's all it is. It's like usually a quick hearing. It usually takes an hour or so. But yeah, so I mean, how long? There's not really. The lawyer could, as soon as the 50H is done, they could file a lawsuit. They could file a lawsuit, today, tomorrow, whenever. It's up to them how quickly they do it.
but they can offer settlement right away, right?
No, they don't offer settlement. I mean, they can, but only in big, serious, even in serious cases, they don't. Even in, the city doesn't really pay much money until like you're in litigation, or usually the big money is when you pick a jury, when you're in trial. That's usually the big money with the city, just from my experience, because it's the city. It's not a, there's no, there's no insurance. It's the city. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to run, but like, let me know if you need any help. Just let me know. I'll try to help you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck. Good luck. Okay, all the best. Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
bye-bye.
Take care.
That was a client consult, and it's good to get a consultation because you could see from the conversation, like the client may have certain assumptions that, for example, the insurance company or the city or whoever is the defendant in a lawsuit will be fair and they're just going to settle. But the city usually doesn't settle. So it's good to find out the truth, even if the truth sometimes hurts and the truth is not what you want to hear. It's better to get a consult with an experienced trial attorney that'll tell you like it is, right? And the other part of it that was important was to find out like what the liability is. Here she was rear-ended, right? So she's not at fault. What are her options? She might need, like she said, injections, a percutaneous discectomy. That's one of the ways that if you need it medically, you could make the case much bigger instead of settling a case for, only 15 or 20,000 as a soft tissue. You could make it into a 2, 3, or even 500,000, $500,000 case by having the right treatment. So there's different things you could learn from a client consultation. And if you'd like a consultation, just text me. It's 347-566-9595. All the best and have a great day.